Every person in this room has the perfect motive.
Stand back!
For murder.
What do you mean? Murder.
But only one of these suspects is the murderer. Is it the timid Mr. Green?
Why are you screaming? Because I'm frightened of what? Screaming!
Or the militant Colonel Mustard?
If I was the killer, I would kill you next.
Huh?
Said if.
Mrs. White, who helped her husband on his way?
Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
Miss Scarlet, who's helped many men along the way?
Practice makes perfect. Huh.
Professor Plum, who's looking for a way?
I'm looking.
Mrs. Peacock?
I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, but I am determined to enjoy myself.
Or did the butler do it?
No.
Paramount Pictures invites you to an evening of mystery.
Let us out!
Murder.
This is getting quite serious.
And madness. In the movie that makes a scene of the crime.
So who did it?
Clue. It's not just a game anymore.
Welcome to the 15th episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host, Kevin. This week, we're going to be talking about the comedy, that comedy hit Clue from 1985. If you're just joining us for the first time, what we typically do is we pick movies that we've all enjoyed from the past, but maybe weren't huge hits at the time, or have kind of fallen out of our minds lately. Preferably comedies, but they can also be horror movies or science fiction or action. Pretty much anything. We're not doing serious dramas though. So if you think this is the Jane Austen book club, you're going to be sorely mistaken. Anyway, the idea being is that I'll tell you what movie we're going to discuss during the week. You'll take the time and watch it, and then you can send me your questions or comments, any of your favorite scenes, favorite quotes from the movie, and we can discuss them on the show. Again, this week we're doing Clue, starring Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd, Eileen Brennan, Madeline Kahn, Michael McKean. The list goes on and on. It's a big hit. So the plot is basically, it's just like the board game. There was a murder, but Mr. Body is the victim, and we're trying to figure out who committed the crime. You have a number of suspects, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, etc. They've all been called to this mansion for reasons they don't know at the time. And they're met at the door by Tim Curry, who's the butler, Wadsworth. While they're there, it's revealed that they're all being blackmailed for something in their personal lives. And when Mr. Body walks in, they're told that he's the blackmailer. Mr. Body gives each of them a weapon and says, the only way we're going to get out of this is if you all kill Wadsworth, the butler, since he's the only other one who knows about what's going on. Then we can just go back to being blackmailed and everything will be fine. Because otherwise the police are going to arrive in 30 minutes. It's very long, 30 minutes, by the way. And all of their past transgressions will be revealed. So the lights go out, spoiler alert, the lights come back on, and there's Mr. Body's body. So now it's, who committed the murder and with what and in what room, okay? Again, it came out in 1985. It was actually a flop during its theatrical run. It didn't even make its money back. I think it cost them $15 million to make the movie, and they wound up making just over $14 million. So there you go. I think it's funny. It's kind of goofy and wacky. There's a lot of slapstick in it. It is kind of a mystery, and actually they filmed 3 different endings to the movie. And if you go to the movies, actually go to the theaters when it was out, they would tell you, is it ending A, B, or C? So it would be kind of a surprise to see which one they were going to get when you went and saw the movie. They had written like 8 different endings, one for where each person is guilty of the crimes, but that would have just been too much work. And on a DVD where they include all the endings, the movie would have been like 3 hours long or 3.5 hours long. It would have been ridiculous. Like we said earlier, Tim Curry was cast as the butler, who's actually not even in, that character's not in the board game at all. That was just a character to tie it all together, I guess. It was originally supposed to be different actors. They had thought about including, making it Rowan Atkinson, who is Mr. Bean now, but at the time wasn't particularly famous. John Cleese was actually considered for the role. It's kind of funny. Carrie Fisher was originally supposed to be Miss Scarlet, but she went into rehab like right before shooting was to begin, so they hastily replaced her. They're actually talking about doing a remake of this movie, due out in like 2013, so you can look for that one coming up. What else could I tell you? It is rated 70% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So there you go. Can't beat that. I enjoy it. It's a kind of a wacky comedy. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is not streaming instantly, I'm sad to say, on Netflix just yet. But what I've been telling people is that if you subscribe to the B Movie Club, and how do you do that? You go to my channel at www.youtube.com. I believe it's like /user/KD9575 will take you right there. You sign up and you subscribe, doesn't cost anything. I've been telling people if they sign up and they subscribe and they have a particular movie they want me to do, I will do it. I will do it special just for them. This was, my friend Sabita wanted me to do Clue, so I said, okay, I'd do Clue, which I was happy to do it. So send in those suggestions. Next week, I'm going back to the Netflix streaming. These are movies that are going to be available instantly on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, you should get it. It's cool because they'll send you DVDs in the mail, but you can also get movies streaming instantly on your computer or on your Wii or on your iPhone or whatever. Next week, I'll be doing the classic 1985 Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando. Classic. Before he was really a huge star, I mean, obviously he'd done other things. He'd already done Terminator and the Conan movies, but this was one of the first ones where he actually had like real lines, other than just I'll be back. So you have that to look forward to. As you know, you can, I will post the trailer to Commando sometime during the week. It might also be a favorite scene from that movie. We'll see what's on YouTube or Hulu. If you have any favorite quotes, any comments about Commando, please send them up and I will talk about them. The quote. I've decided from now on, when I do my quote for the movie, there will be, I'll just give you the quote. I'm not going to set them up. They'll be totally out of context. I think it'll be funnier that way. At least it'll be funnier for me. Hope you enjoy it. From Clue, the quote is, "And monkey brains, while popular in Cantonese cuisine, are unusual in Washington, D.C."